I never shaved because of my parents' religion. Hi, my name is Rafaela. I am 18 years old and today I'm going to talk about something which for many people is still a taboo. I am the youngest daughter of 3. I was born in an evangelical family and my parents are strictly following all the church's rules and doctrines. They have chosen this type of life for them and as a consequence for their family too. I had no choice. I always had to respect and accept all the rules of this religion. We grew up surrounded by many rules and restrictions. Most of things were not possible to be done. For example, cutting our hair, using nail polish, and wearing long pants since we are girls. I always observed my sisters commenting how they didn't accept the rules imposed by religion and how they hoped to get married soon so they would get away from this. But I always thought that, is it really necessary to get married to be able to live? All we wanted is to live a normal life. I still couldn't believe that they were serious about it. The oldest of my sisters, Rosa, was the most revolted one of all of us. She couldn't accept my parents' strict rules and she was always arguing with them. Since I was a child, I have always been a bit hairy and I had it all over my body too. And that bothered me a little. At school, the boys said that at night I would turn into the werewolf. That annoys me a lot. When I started to be a teenager, things got worse. I saw all the girls at school commenting that they had made their first hair removal session, and of course I haven't. It made me very sad because I knew that I could never have that kind of conversation with them. I started realizing that I would be different from the group, that I would never be part of that group of girls, and that I will never fit in anymore. That day, I came home really sad, and my sisters asked me what's wrong. I just mumbled nothing, and I went straightly to my bedroom. I stayed there for a long time, wondering what I could do and how I would do it to be like other girls. But I couldn't think of anything. All I imagined was my parents discovering and leaving me in punishment for the rest of my life. Over time, my dissatisfaction with everything only increased. My mother noticed that and she came to talk to me. I started to question her, why I couldn't shave my body like everyone else and how far we would have to go with that and accept something that we didn't agree on. My sisters were hiding and sneaking on us and listening to all our conversation. They suddenly decided to be part of it, and we ended up leaving our mother very upset because they took my side too. I started to question myself. If they were the choices my parents made, why would I also have to accept them? And why do I have to live their way of living life? Are they really my choices too? I was so ashamed to tell my friends that I didn't shave because of my parents' religion. I didn't know what their reaction would be. So I always said that I was afraid of shaving alone, and I invented that my cousin had cut herself badly and she went to the hospital because of that. Until one day, a boy that used to go to the same church as me told them the truth. He told them that in this religion, girls shouldn't shave. I was so embarrassed. Well, some supported me, others started laughing at me. And at that moment, all I wanted was to disappear. I thought that they would never understand the reason that led me to lie, but I was surprised when I arrived to school the next day. My friends came to hug me, And they said that they didn't care about the way I dressed, whether I shaved or not. It's my decision. The important thing was the person I've always been. They saw me as a good person, sincere, and the most important of all, a friend that is always willing to help whoever needed it. My parents taught me this very good. What a relief that I felt. I was so desperate, thinking that I would be the target of jokes and bullying, and the worst thing was that I was worried of losing my friends. When I got home, I ran to tell my mother about what happened at school and how happy I was to know that people don't care so much about that. But when my father learned that I was hiding the truth from my friends, he got really mad at me. And he started saying that I shouldn't lie or be ashamed of our religion. He even took the boy's side. He said that the boy who told the other girls the truth did the right thing, and that lying made him sick. I was so sad, and I started thinking, how doesn't he understand me? He is my father. He should know that anyone who is not part of the church may not understand that situation. So I went to my room very upset. My sisters hugged me and they said that the day would come that we would be free from all of this. I didn't sleep very well that night. I kept thinking and thinking about everything, and I decided that from that day on I would only tell the truth and that I would be only close to those who were really my friends. The next day, when I got up to go to school and my mother was still in her room, I realized that she was sad. I decided to go and talk to her. She said that the situation from the previous day was bothering her a little bit. I assured her that she no longer needed to feel that way, because I already understood that true friends will stay by our side regardless of who we are, our social class, religion, or even skin color. And I promised her that she and my father would never have that kind of problem with me again, because I wanted the family to be happy. My mother smiled and hugged me, and she said that she was the happiest person ever because I understood the true meaning of the word friendship. The years have passed. I won't say now that I still go to my parents' church and that I still follow the rules, but now I can see that all they did and said was thinking about giving us a good education in moral and in Christianity.